Hi everybody, this is Pastor Nick and Rosemary from Longmont, Colorado.
We moved to Longmont last year. We lived in Hungary for a long time, serving as church planners, and we've brought our family here. Felicia is now 3, Nate is 6, and Balázs is 19. You know how thankful we are for our kids, especially for Felicia, that she's healthy and smart. You would never know that she had problems at birth. She's such a blessing. There's Nate, and he's adjusting well in kindergarten, and we're so thankful that he's happy in his new home. And there's Balázs, who's finishing high school this year.
Yeah, we're really thankful for a lot of things that have happened this year. One of them is the situation with Balázs. For those of you who don't know, Balázs was a young guy that we took in when we were church planting in Hungary. He was a guy who attended our church and had a really hard family situation, and we took him in as a foster child at first, but after a while of him living with us, we decided to make him a permanent part of our family and adopt him. And with moving here to Colorado, we had to deal with a lot of legal implications of that. We had to redo the adoption here in the United States, and we had to go through the whole immigration process, which was complicated. It was long. We worked on it for about 2 years. It was a hardship on our family in many ways, but we're glad to be at the end of that process. Balázs' adoption went through and his immigration is done. He got his green card, he's got his social security number now, so he's able to work, and he'll be able to go to college next year here in Colorado. So we're really happy about that, and we're really thankful to God for hearing our prayers. We're thankful for people like you who prayed for us during those times, and it's so good to be on the other side of it now. Another thing that's been going on with us here is that, as you may have heard, in Boulder County, Colorado, we had historic flooding this year. They call it the 500-year flood. You know, what happens is that when it rains in the mountains, it'll flow down really fast, and we get even flash floods here on the Front Range. So that's what happened this year. A lot of rain, and filled up the rivers, and it flooded our town. In Longmont, we ended up being right at the middle of all of that. It was one of the hardest hit cities in the whole state. Our city was cut in half, bridges were washed out, roads were washed out, people's homes were destroyed and flooded. 7,000 people in our town were displaced from their homes. And our church ended up being right at the middle of all of that. And we believe that was God's providence, putting us there in the middle of all of that disaster relief and the whole situation, so that we could shine His light and the light of the gospel for people in this community. Our church was turned into an evacuation center. There were a couple hundred people living at our church who had been displaced from their homes. The city of Longmont asked me to do some chaplaincy work for them, so I got to go there and just minister to people and pray with them and share the good news of Jesus Christ with them. And when a disaster like this happens, it puts a lot of things in perspective for people. We have seen a greater openness since that has happened. People are willing to let us pray for them and talk to them about eternal things. Interestingly, we had some experience doing this in Hungary. We worked with refugees who are also displaced people and people who are destitute and in great need. And it was almost like God had prepared us beforehand through our work in Hungary for the situation that we faced here in Longmont. So we're thankful for all that. We're thankful to be part of His work here in the city, and how He's opened great doors for us and put us right at the middle of what's happening in this area. We continue to work on disaster relief. It's something that will continue on for a while. But we're thankful that our home wasn't affected, but that those who were affected, even in our church, that we've been able to provide help for them and share the gospel with them.
We're just thankful to be at the place that we're at right now. The flood has really brought us to a place that we've been eager to get to. We're out in the community, we're meeting people. People are open to the gospel, and we're able to find ways to minister to them. We're going Christmas caroling to the flooded neighborhoods. We're finding ways to reach out to our church members, and that we've been blessed to see our church come together this year as a body, that we are a group that loves each other, we help each other, and we can serve the Lord together. And this has been a great way for us to show our hearts for ministry and what we're all about. And we also want to say that we're very thankful for you, Vista. All through the years, you've supported us. Yeah. You've been there for us, and we're thankful. So happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.